A good friend of mine, she just sent me this text a little bit ago today. It says, sometimes it's it's like a copy paste meme thing. Sometimes I really think 2019 was the last normal year of our lives, and ever since it feels like we've slipped into some alternate reality where nothing makes sense, everyone is on edge, time moves too fast yet too slow, and the world we knew just doesn't exist anymore. And I totally feel that. I think a lot of people feel that, and I've been conducting this experiment, and as it turns out, I've kind of actually figured out how to time travel. Stick with me. We can go back to before 2019. We can go back as far as we can take it as far as you want, but I've personally settled in around 2012, 2014, and I'm having a real good time there. So let me explain exactly what I mean. So my friend here, I think, is suffering from something that a lot of us are suffering from, which is social media addiction. Which feels weird to say, but it is a thing. It's definitely a thing, because my addiction was two apps in particular. YouTube. I just watch endless YouTube and insidiously more and more those YouTube shorts, to the point where I would catch myself watching YouTube shorts at the same time as trying to brush my fucking teeth, which was a real red flag when I started noticing that I was reaching for this thing, even like in those small moments of life. That started to really signal to me something was wrong. But the other app is Reddit, and my God, I would just, if I was bored with YouTube, I would switch to Reddit. And on Reddit, my God, you can so easily just get fucking really depressed on Reddit, because there's a lot of economic realities about the world right now, and political realities about the world right now that are extremely depressing if you get too tied up in them. Home ownership. Who else is kept awake at night by the horrifying reality that you may never own your own home? You may be a renter forever. That's fucking horrifying. Renting sucks. Well, actually, there are parts of the world I hear where renting's pretty good. I'm in Australia. It could be better here. It really could be better. You're kind of like a second-class citizen if you're a renter here in Australia. You know what? Let's not get lost on that train of thought. Point is, I would spend a lot of time on Reddit because it was interesting. I was addicted to it, but all the while it was just fucking making me sad. And that was always it, right? It's like you come away from Reddit, you come away from YouTube Shorts or TikTok or whatever it is, and you feel gross. You feel a little bit off. Something's not right. And so I needed a drastic solution, because I can't trust myself to just put this thing down and not use it to sate my addictions. I'm the kind of person who has to quit something cold turkey. But the really insidious thing about the phone is, of course, that we need it, don't we? There's so many things on here that I rely on, like maps for navigation, or Uber if I need a ride somewhere, if I'm in the city and don't have my own car with me. So, transport stuff. Music, it's a phenomenal music player. I've got no issue with YouTube Music and what's that other one? Spotify, whatever. I mean, that's another can of worms in terms of like how they treat artists and pay artists unfairly or whatever. But I mean, we're not here to get into that. I don't feel like these are toxic apps to me, the end user, and I have a lot of, I get a lot of value out of them. There are other important apps too, banking stuff. There's shit that makes it hard to give up on the smartphone. So, dumb phones are really appealing, but then do you want to travel that far back in time? And this is how we're time travelers. This is how we escape the modern hellhole we're in right now, because I really think it's brought on just by being fed a constant stream of depressing bullshit that you don't need to be thinking about, okay? You don't need to be thinking about that stuff. And it really does, I promise you, if you can solve this problem in your own life, it feels like time travel. It really feels like waking up in a different decade from the past. It's kind of wild. I want you to experience it. So the solution for me, I'm just going to get right to it now, because I'm doing the YouTuber brain thing. I'm dragging this out too much with too much intrigue. Yes, we're time travelers. The way we've done it is by using some admin tools to basically lock this thing down to an extreme degree, where I can't do basically any of the bad habits with my phone right now. Can't get to YouTube, can't get to Reddit, can't get to TikTok, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, any of it. It's all blocked. The apps as well. No matter what I do, there's no way I can install them, view them in a web browser. It's just completely locked down. And the only way to unlock it, I've basically done the nuclear codes thing. I've got half the codes, and then my partner, she has the other half. So I have to go to her and beg her, basically, baby, please, I'm going mad without social media. You must unlock my phone and unrestrict my access and give it back, which, I haven't done. Thankfully, well, it turns out the addiction was not that deep. Yours isn't either, even though it feels like it. It's really not, and you'll be surprised if you do this. Now, I'm not going to show you how to do this. Oh, yes, I am. I just spent the entire evening making a really detailed tutorial because I was like, no, I should share how to do it. I'll just get it done here in this video. And at the end of the tutorial, I realized, like, wait a minute, it doesn't even have to be this complicated, because I was using this here, Mirador, which is it's called Mobile Device Management, or MDM for short. And it's a really convoluted and frustrating thing to set up that ultimately lets you get this incredible dumb phone experience where you still have all of the modern functionality and useful features of a modern day smartphone without all the bloat and crap and toxic social media stuff or whatever it is you need to block. You can set that up with Mirador. But it wasn't perfect. It required a little bit of hole plugging. And it turns out the tools I use to plug the holes can actually just do the whole job and make the whole setup process of this so much easier. We don't even need to deal with Mirador at all. We can fuck that off. All we need is NextDNS. So come set up a free account for NextDNS. And then the next thing we need is AppLock by SPSoft. There's a ton of apps called AppLock. Make sure you get this one. It's very good. It's free. And then finally, you just need a trusted third party to change the passwords to both of these two things for you. In my case, that's my partner. For you, it could be your mother or your best friend, whoever, just someone you trust, someone who, if you need to, for some reason, get back on social media in a pinch, you could have them unlock your phone for you easily so you could quickly do whatever you need to do. But yeah, I'll show you how to set this up right now. It's really quick. It's really easy. You don't have to factory reset your phone or anything. You can start doing this pretty much right away. Now, this will be an Android tutorial, and if it turns out that the steps to set this up on iPhone are wildly different, if someone's willing to make a video about that and put it on YouTube, I will pin it as the top comment down below, as well as put it in the video description. But for now, here's how you do this on Android. Also, I'm doing this tutorial on a tablet because I don't want to reset up the phone again. I'm joking. I'm joking. It's already ready. These are all the steps. It's dead simple. Look at them. That's all we got to do. Let's run through each of these right now. So first things first, go through and uninstall all of the toxic apps right now, as many as you can. So TikTok, Twitter, Facebook, whatever, just delete it all. I mean, you can keep the messages, things like that if you need them. Again, this is like the perfect setup, right? So anything you absolutely need to keep and continue using, you can do that. But all the toxic shit, get rid of it right now. You might run into a problem with YouTube because it's a system app. So if you want to get rid of YouTube, we're going to have to tackle that in a moment. But just get rid of everything you can right now. And then once that's done, we can move on to step 2. So come to nextdns.io. This is completely free. So what you're going to do is sign up for a new account. Configuring NextDNS is really simple. I love this service. It's brilliant. And I'm not affiliated with NextDNS in any way, shape, or form. I just found it, and it's just the perfect solution. And anyway, click on Android along these tabs here down the bottom. That's going to give you the setup steps. You get a fixed amount of tokens every single month that you can run through this. It should be more than enough for a single device. If, however, you find you do have to pay for it, it's only a couple of bucks. And I mean, that's probably going to be worth it to you just for how much of your life you're getting back by doing all of this. But anyway, before we connect the DNS on the phone, we're going to head to the parental control tab up the top. And now you can individually go through and add stuff here, but the easiest way to do it, and the way I recommend doing it, is just click on add a category. And then literally you could just block all of it. So porn, gambling, dating, piracy, social networks, online gaming, and video streaming, all the toxic shit of the modern day internet, just blocked, denied. You could go through this and do more advanced stuff, like set a recreation time where some of this stuff is permitted at within certain time windows. You can enforce safe search as well. YouTube restricted mode. I mean, YouTube's going to be completely blocked by this setting here, social networks, and block bypass methods. So VPNs or whatever else, sure, just tick that. And then if you need to permit anything specifically that's been blocked here, so for example, for me, I need to use Discord on my phone for work. It's not a huge time sink for me. Anyway, you click on the Allow List tab up the top, add a domain, and then just like that, Discord is now permitted. Now you're also going to want to block the App Store using NextDNS. So for Android, that's play.google.com. For Apple, it's apps.apple.com. And in NextDNS, all you do is just click on the Deny List tab up the top, type in the relevant domain for your device, hit enter, and that's it for the NextDNS setup. All we have to do, going back to the main setup tab, click on Android, you're going to see the specific setup instructions for you. And so we'll jump back over to the tablet now, plug in the DNS settings, and see how that goes. All right, so we're going to go to our device settings. I'm just going to search for the setting. So I'm going to type in DNS, and here we go, private DNS. And we're going to click on private DNS, and we're going to switch it from automatic to private DNS provider host name. And here's where we're going to type in the unique host name that's tied to your NextDNS account. And once you've punched that in, hit save. And now, if we go back, and we go to our web browser, let's try Reddit. Yep, unable to connect. So our DNS is now working. If we try Facebook, nothing. But if we try Discord, perfect, still works. So when you first run AppLock, it's going to ask you to set a master PIN code. And just set that to anything, because you're going to have a trusted third party change that to something you don't know later on. And also, just to clarify, you don't have to use this exact app by SPSoft. I just tried a few and I landed on this one, and I really like it because it's free. There's ads in the bottom, but it's like, who cares? They're not annoying. And what's really cool about this one is you can set a normal numerical password if you want. It doesn't have to be a PIN or a pattern. It could also just be a regular old stock standard password. But anyway, to start locking apps, you want to click the plus button in the bottom right corner. And now this is really important. You want to lock package installer and you want to lock settings. You're also going to want to come and find the Play Store, lock that as well. And if there's any other app stores on your device, like this one, for example, it's a Samsung, so it's got the Samsung store. We're going to lock that as well. And then finally, if there's any system apps that you consider toxic, which in this case, I consider YouTube to be quite toxic. So because we couldn't uninstall it, what we can do instead is just lock it here. And annoyingly, it's kind of hidden just behind the little plus button there, but AppLock is going to need a bunch of permissions. So just run through and grant those permissions now. So there we go. We've locked the package installer, the Play Store, the settings, the Samsung store, and YouTube. So now, for example, if we try and go to the Play Store, you'll see it locks straight away. And that's perfect because now we literally, even if we wanted to, we can't browse the App Store and install, whatever we happen to find there if we're bored. So that's perfect. If we were browsing the web and we came across a Play Store link and we launched the App Store, again, it's going to ask us to log in, so we can't install it. If we want to uninstall AppLock, let's try and get around it that way. Nope, it's locked. And the same goes for if we want to install any APK files that we might download from a third-party website. And then finally, you might think, okay, well, if I just go back to the settings, then I can turn off the private DNS and use the browser to get back onto whatever website I want. So let's try that. Settings, again, enter the code. So right now we know the code because we just set it up, okay? So obviously we can get in. So at this point, this is where you're gonna hand it off to your girlfriend, your wife, your partner, your husband, your mother, your brother, whoever you trust with this. And in the app lock settings, password settings, password. You're going to hand them the device. You're going to look away. They're going to put in their code. And so now anytime you're presented with this by your phone, you need their help to get around it. And then finally, on NextDNS, we're just going to do the same thing. So click on your account email up the top right, then click on account, look for the change password button, click on that. You're going to enter your current password, and then your trusted third party is going to put in the new password for you. Or you could do the nuclear codes thing. You could have your half of the password, and then you look away, and then they put in their half. And so now the both of you must come together to unlock the thing. If you really want to be pedantic about it, you could do that. And that's it. Go now and allow yourself to be bored. It's good for you. Read a book or something. I don't know. And I just want to add another quick message here. If you feel uncomfortable or embarrassed about asking someone to help you with this, you really shouldn't. And in fact, anyone close to you is going to be completely understanding of your desire to want to do this. They're probably addicted to their phones themselves, and they'll admire you. Not that you need other people's validation or whatever. You're going to be so fucking proud of yourself. I can tell you that. If you go through with this, you're going to be so damn proud of yourself. And I'm going to be proud of you as well, internet stranger. So yeah, take no shame in it. Don't be embarrassed. You're going to be so, so glad you went through with this. And if you need a nice, easy script, you could just say, hey, person, I want to try out an experiment with my phone here. I want to not go on social media anymore, but I'm so addicted. The only way I think I can do it is if I block all the apps, but I need your help. Would you mind if I set up a little admin thing here on my phone that locks me out? Would you mind controlling the password for that? That's all you got to say. We could probably workshop that in the comments, get that even more tight, but yeah. Basically, if you're really addicted to something, you're going to find a way to do it, right? So that might be an extreme measure that you need to take also. And that's the thing, right? This is kind of an extreme measure. This isn't going to be for everyone, but I think it is going to help a lot of people. And it's something that you don't see, at least I've tried searching, and you don't really see. I think I found one video. You don't see people talking about this solution. All you see is people saying dumb shit like, oh, just install a minimalist launcher, set your screen to grayscale in the evenings, or put your apps on timers. And it's all that shit. The addict brain just uninstalls and overrides, circumvents immediately because you got to get your fix, and that shit, it really doesn't get in your way at all. So if you're someone, maybe that does help some people who have a really light social media addiction, and for them maybe it's just as easy as that to get out of it. But God, if you're like me and you're just well, this is fucking dumb, and you turn off the timer or whatever, and you navigate around it and you're straight back into your addiction feed, then this may be the solution for you. But yeah, it is obviously pretty extreme, but I'm telling you, I've time traveled. I really feel like I've just sidestepped the current shitty decade that you're all living in, and I'm having a good time now. Obviously, economic realities still exist, and all these stresses are out there, and I've still got to interact with the world. I've still got my own problems. I've still got stuff I got to work through, sort out, challenges to overcome, but it feels a lot more achievable now without all the extra noise. Anyway, I hope this helps some of you. Come give me money on Patreon, please, or buy me a coffee, and help alleviate my own economic realities. All right, thanks for watching. Bonus tip, there's a plugin that you can install in your browser if you still want to get on YouTube on your computer, on your desktop. There's this phenomenal plugin you can get called Unhook. Also, again, not affiliated in any way. I found it. It's great. I'm using it on my work computer. You can toggle all of these things, including disabling comments, disabling the shorts feed. And so you get this old school version of YouTube. You can even disable the sidebar, the recommendations. You can even disable the homepage and just get videos from your subscriptions. And this app is sick. This app's really sick. I'm enjoying it a lot, especially not having YouTube comments in my life anymore. Because do you find you do that? You're watching a video, and one of the first things you do is you scroll down and start reading the comments. That is a really toxic social media environment, if you haven't noticed as well. So, get that out of your life too. And I've found I can enjoy YouTube in a really healthy way. If I just want to watch one video or two videos on a break, honestly, I find it hard to watch two now. I can just I can chill and watch one with, lunch or something, and then that's it. I don't feel inclined to go watch a bunch more. I think really a lot of the problem is those shorts, man. So just getting those out of the system. And the desktop environment at a desk, it's not the right environment to just sit down and kill hours and upon hours watching YouTube videos. So that's a solution I think that's conducive to that environment. Just thought I'd add that onto the end of this video. I've personally been finding that excellent.